Okay, welcome back to Newton's Laws Games Throwdown. I'm here with my two partners, Simone and Maya, who are demonstrating my newest and probably one of my weirdest games that I have in my collection. This game is called Sushi Tower, and while it just looks like a bunch of white Jenga blocks, that's because I haven't put the stickers on yet. It's so new. Okay? The purpose of this game is you roll this dice. Again, haven't put the stickers on. Hey, and it decides what color of a piece of sushi you're going to pull off. We're just going to play this like normal Jenga, except there's one exception to this. It's called Sushi Tower. So you have to play the game using chopsticks. So it's going to be a little bit harder than usual. And while these two start playing, I'm going to explain how they demonstrate Newton's three laws of motion. So go ahead, y'all. So Newton's first law of motion states that an object at rest must stay at rest until acted on by an outside unbalanced force. We can see Maya here demonstrating how the entire tower is remaining at rest until the outside unbalanced force of her chopsticks acts on one of the sushi blocks. Okay? Really? Two-handed chopsticks? Really? On video? Okay, now we've all watched you look like a total dingbat. Okay, now, okay, it also demonstrates Newton's second law of motion, or sorry, Newton's first law of motion, but the second part. Okay? An object in motion will remain in motion until acted upon by with hands until acted upon by an outside unbalanced force. So you notice that when they're dropping these pieces, it continues to drop. It doesn't just stop and hover in midair. And that's because it's an object in motion, and it will stay in motion. It will keep falling until acted on by the outside unbalanced force of the table. Eventually, we're going to see that same thing happen, except it'll be the entire tower. I'm guessing it's probably going to be Simone here who's going to knock over the whole tower, but we'll see. Maybe she'll prove me wrong. Hey, those of you who have ever used chopsticks in your life, look away when it's her turn. Hey, Newton's second law of motion states that it takes a force to accelerate a mass. And you can see the force of Maya's chopstick is accelerating the mass of the bricks. Look at her move it like a pro. Okay, until it comes out of the entire tower. Very nicely done, okay, in that case. And then there's Newton's third law of motion. This is one where you kind of have to watch fairly closely, and probably a good one to watch while Simone is doing it. Hey, for every force, there is an equal and opposite force. So as one of them pushes on the sushi blocks, you'll notice that the sushi block pushes back against their hands. And you can actually see that when they start pushing on the tower will shift as well. And that's because we've got two forces, the force of their push and the friction acting in the opposite way, causing an actual rotation. We'll also see that when the blocks fall to the table, and they bounce. We've got the upward force of the table, normal force, acting on the sushi blocks as they fall. And I was wrong. Maya's the one who completely destroyed it.
You cursed it.
Hey, but again, right there at the end, Newton's first law of motion, objects in motion will continue in motion. You notice that they all fell, and they didn't stop until they hit something. Some of them hit the table. The ones that didn't hit the table didn't stop until they hit the floor. Thanks for watching Sushi Tower. Thank you to my lovely assistants for demonstrating Sushi Tower. Appreciate it.